needed help building something in this ugly storage room. If this was going to happen, it needed to be something amazing for them to come. And so I prayed for vision, and I knew that I wanted it to feel something a little bit like Carmel, European, intimate, elegant, a monastery. I wanted it to be homey and comfortable and well illuminated. So I asked God for a vision, and that was it. A couple days go by, and I'm doodling, and I drew a picture of this little building, and it had like a little pitched roof with like little curved windows, and I didn't think much about it. I didn't really even think about my prayer. I was just doodling. And then I'm going to the Atlanta gift show, and I'm at the airport, Sarasota Airport, and out of like 100 magazines, I just grab one. And I'm bored. I'm just flipping through this magazine on the airplane at takeoff, and I'm stopped in my tracks because I land on a photograph that's exactly like my sketch. It's like the same pitched roof, same curved windows, and I never seen it in my life. And I had that beautiful feeling of, something, this is amazing. So I email this company, it's an international company, and I just proposed an idea. I said, what if we could say we represent you in the United States? I'm a photographer in America opening a restaurant, and they want to buy things that are not for sale, so it would be kind of fun to say that you can also buy the building you're eating in, and we'll put it anywhere in the world that you want it to go. And I prayed, God, if you want me to do this and you want the door to open, then open it really wide, and if you want it to shut, then shut it really firm. And I sent off my email. And it was about 2 hours later, I get an email back directly from the founder of this company. And he said, I think it's a fabulous idea. I will see you in 2 weeks. We don't have anyone that represents us in the United States in the Southeast. And I just booked my flight before you email me to go play golf with Mickey Mouse in Orlando. So I was already booked, and I'm on my way, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. And I was like, did that just happen? Like, it was so easy. So 2 weeks went by like that, and the gentleman comes and he measures the property. We don't talk really about money or really the building much at all. It was mostly just he's here all 20 minutes, and we went to lunch, and we talk about his life, my life, his heart condition, his faith, my faith, our prayer life. It just really became friends, and he went back to England, and my grandmother, she got word of what I was up to, and she said, Catherine, I know what you're doing, and I want you to bring that building over from England, and I want to add a $30,000 construction loan to your existing project, and you pay me 3% interest or something very small. And immediately I said no. I said I can't take my grandmother's money. I said, first of all, 80% of all restaurants fail. I'm a photographer who's never owned a restaurant. I haven't even, there were so many things that could go wrong. And my grandmother she had worked her whole life as a hairdresser. She owned her own hair salon really back before women owned businesses much. And she was her own entrepreneur. And my point is I knew how hard she worked for her money, and every dime mattered, and she had squirreled that money away into real estate. And it meant something to her and to me. And I told her, no. Sorry, Grandma, I can't take your money. Even if I am paying you as a loan, I just can't do it. And she said, no, Catherine. She goes, you can. And she goes, you're good for it. And those words would stay with me to this day. And so, with her encouragement and backing, I went for it. The building arrived from England. The gentleman that came here, he built it himself, and then it was shipped flat on the ship, and then it was brought to North Carolina and down on a truck, the biggest semi I've ever seen in my entire life. And then the gentleman flew back and he built the building himself, and he was here for about partner was here for about 2 days or more, and then they were gone. It was seamless. And I stood at the end of the garden about 8 to 10 weeks. This happened after my prayer for vision, and I wept because I was standing there looking at my drawing in real life. How did it happen? But it happened. My grandmother would be so proud if she could see what has evolved with this place and her investment. She was the first person to eat here. The first day we opened, my grandmother came, and the whole project took about 1.5 years of construction because I was still doing photography and it was kind of overlapping, and it was a side job for me, side project. And so my grandmother came, she ate here. We expanded to include the cafe. We opened the doors of the cafe in 2009, October, I believe. And a year went by, and my grandmother and I were on the phone, and she said, "Catherine, tell me about your day." And I told her about my day, and then she said, "Listen, I don't know if I'm going to live past tomorrow." And I said, "Grandma, do you want me to come see you?" She said, "No, I want you to just tell me more about your day. Tell me about the party." So we did. I told her about the party. And at the end of the phone call, she said, "If I don't live past tomorrow, I want you to know I love you." I said, "I love you too, Grandma." And we hung up. And she died the next day. But what she didn't tell me on that phone call was that she had written me a letter that arrived. And that love letter said, "You're forgiven the loan." She never told me that she had gifted me the building. And on that phone call, I never had the opportunity to say thank you. My grandmother was so classy. If I was dying and I was going to give you something significant, I would tell you. I would want you to know that I was giving it to you. But my grandmother, she was just much classier than that. She knew that it was going to